I suppose if anybody had told me a year ago that I'd be sitting in a hotel room in Amsterdam talking to Kate Bush, I never would have believed it. But Kate, it's lovely to see you again.
You too.
You're over here to sort of launch your brand new LP, right?
Yeah.
Can I ask you first of all, why are we all over here in Holland? Why wasn't it the good old UK?
Well, it's nice here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice here, yes.
Yeah. I think really it was what we wanted to do was do something special. And I think very often you have a payback for an album. Everyone trundles along to a little room and they all have a drink and no one hears the album because they're talking too much and you all go home again. And I think by bringing it out like this, it was in fact someone else's idea in the company. Especially the people within EMI, it actually gives them a day out. I mean, they very rarely get out of the offices and they're not involved with the artists very much. And I think it makes it something special that they'll remember, and hopefully that all of us will. I mean, we've brought a lot of friends along, and it should be a nice...
But the thing is, you have had, from record sales certainly, a great deal of success, especially here in Holland, haven't you? And aren't you being sort of presented with some special award over here?
Yes.
You are? Yes,
there's an amazing award that, I mean, I'm just so privileged to be given. It's called the Edison Award.
Right.
And as far as I can make out, it's an award for the best single of the year, which is just phenomenal.
And is that award that it's sort of special to Holland, is it, that award?
Yes, it is in fact just within Holland. It's Holland's own award. And it's amazing. And it's a beautiful country. And I have had an awful lot of amazing response here from everyone. I've been very well received and it's wonderful.
Wuthering Heights and Kate Bush. More music from the new album Lionheart at the moment. By the way, no Beat the Intro tonight, but there will be the Mystery Tune competition as usual, run about midnight.
Get you back to Wuthering Heights. When that record started to happen in the charts in England, what were your feelings at the time, can I ask you? Because if I remember correctly, you weren't that convinced that the record was going to make it, right?
Yeah.
But when it started to take off, what were the thoughts running through your mind at the time?
I was amazed. I mean, to actually see one of your songs start getting somewhere is phenomenal. It's an incredible feeling. It's the first initial feeling that something is really happening, because everything is very nebulous. Like, you make tapes, you make demos, you go to companies, but until something happens, it's never real. And making that album, which the single came off, was the first real material thing I could say that has really happened. And seeing that single actually being accepted was just like incredible. I mean, it's so satisfying. And I just wanted to see what happened.
A lot of people, a lot of artists dream of having a number one record. You had a number one record with your first single, right? Now, was that sort of a slightly frightening prospect for you? I thought that when that record got to number one, what went through your mind at that time? You must have been thinking, what am I going to follow this with? I'm sure.
Well, everyone was saying to me, well, I think it's great you got to number one, but maybe it shouldn't have happened. And that didn't occur to me. I mean, it doesn't matter when it happens, as long as something like that happens, it's phenomenal. And it's not important, really, that you never do it again, because if you've done it once, you're more than lucky, because so few people ever do that.
I just thought that in your own mind, you're probably thinking to yourself, well, Wuthering Heights is such a different song.
Oh,
it's probably the most original song to come along in years. And this is probably why it took a little time getting off the ground, right? So to follow up a song like Wuthering Heights must be a terrible challenge for the artist, I'm sure. And when you picked out, when Man with a Child in His Eyes came out, was that anything to do with you? Did you choose the song?
Yes, that was the one I wanted out, and it was a choice between two, really, and we all agreed on that one.
That was a clever choice. I made it in the top 10 as well.
Oh, it's amazing. I've been so lucky.
Yeah.
But I feel very similar at the moment to how I did with Wuthering Heights, actually. Not at all with Man with a Child in His Eyes. That was sort of a separate thing, but I feel exactly how I did with Wuthering Heights. It's like my first single again.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the reason why is because it's off the new album.
Is
and
that
it's
how
like starting again, the whole cycle. It's amazing.
I have a feeling this is what's going to happen with you all the time, though, that every single you make is going to be like the first one. So with Hammer Horror, I don't know whether anybody's told you, but the record has actually gone into the charts now.
I heard today.
Yes.
It's amazing, yeah.
You see? So it's all happening again, right? And you watch it slowly climbing up again.
I hope so, yeah.
Fantastic.
From a new album, Lionheart, Kate Bush, and the new single, Hammer Horror. Here's a flash weather report. We've just heard there's dense fog in southern England, in suburban areas in London, Southampton, and in Portsmouth, with visibility down to about 50 yards or less. So please, take it easy on the roads.
When did you start actually working on the new album?
Well, that took a lot longer than any of us thought, really, which was very interesting, but I think it's good. I don't think you could really rush anything where you do feel a slight pressure and you feel demands from people. And we started on the 7th of July in Nice, and we finished about 3 weeks ago, just before I went.
That's because you're a very thorough person. And you're the best, right? Now, this is intriguing you. So you're holding your reception here in Holland, obviously because you have a very big following over here, and you thought it'd be nice to get everybody together. Why Nice in particular for recording the new album?
Well, there are quite a few reasons for that, really, but it happened that my producer, really, he's the man that needs the equipment to work with. And, in fact, Dave Gilmour had just finished his solo album. He'd done it in Super Bear in Nice. And we had some incredibly wonderful reports about it. I did need somewhere to get a breather. I'd only been back from Japan about a week.
Mm-hmm.
And working in London, however wonderful it is very difficult when you've just got back and you're sort of all strangled in your brain.
Yeah.
And we went away to Nice and I could not believe it. It was up in the mountains and the air was just phenomenal. My voice just didn't want to do anything but sing. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And it was, the working environment was phenomenal.
Well, I talk to people about you, actually. That name seems to crop up quite a lot, Dave Gilmour.
Yes.
Tell me about him.
Well, he's my big angel, really, who flew down and gave me a vision. Now, he was a friend of a friend.
Yeah.
He was a friend of a friend, long connection. And a few years ago, he was looking around in pubs and clubs for sort of unknown people, groups that had just got some songs of their own together. And he found a group called Unicorn, and he was going to produce them. And this friend happened to mention me, so he came along, and I was terrified, guy from Pink Floyd coming in.
Right.
And I played him some songs, and he was amazing. He said that he thought what we should do, because so many demos had been turned down from companies, was to make just a few numbers, like 2 or 3 songs, and really get the most, like produce them and arrange them, because all the demos had just been me and the piano. And that's what we did.
And what were the songs that you chose at that time? You remember?
Yes, one of them was the saxophone song.
Yeah.
The other one was The Man with the Child in His Eyes. And there was a third one called Maybe, which in fact was pretty awful.
So that really was the beginning of Kate Bush when you got together, when Dave Gilmour sort of
got
together.
But I've always been around,
Yeah. Oh yes, I know all about. Tell us about the very early days. What was Kate Bush doing before all this started to happen? You were saying about playing in pubs. You had a band, didn't you?
Yes, that was last year, early last year. We were called the KT Bush Band.
The KT Bush Band.
KT.
Right.
And that was amazing. That was a very new experience for me. It was only the second time I'd ever really performed to a public within that area. And the time before had been a really outrageous performance, so I dressed up as a goose and had to do a dance. I had to be in fact I was a set of bagpipes.
Yeah. I can imagine that.
Which is really weird, it's not exactly what I'm into at the moment. Well, maybe it is, I don't know.
What about now, Kate? Are you working with a sort of a regular band of people? Do you have your own band, or are you sort of happy to just do your own thing?
Well, I think it's important that for me as a creator that I am solo, I'll always be a loner, I think. But I do want a band. I want a circle around me that is growing all the time.
Yeah.
Which I think session musicians can't do because they have to shoot off in other directions all the time. And I have 3 people with me at the moment who've been with me since that early band. And we've had various drummers coming in and out. And we're going to actually confirm the band as soon as all this is over in the next few days. We've got to get a drummer, a keyboard player, guitar player. So it's going to be very interesting. That's when it will all start.
1978 has been an incredible year for you. I mean, literally, in 1 year you become a household name. I mean, everybody in England knows of Kate Bush now. And you've travelled a lot. You've been to Japan?
Yes.
Well, tell us what you were doing in Japan, first of all. What did you go over there for?
Oh, we did a lot in Japan.
Did you?
They're very into work. They're very disciplined, very controlled. And the itinerary was amazing. It was absolutely every minute.
Mm-hmm.
And they're amazing people. They're very polite, very confident, and they program everything out very well. And we did a lot of interviews. I did some TV.
Did you in fact go over there to take part in some sort of festival?
That's right. Yes, that was in fact the main reason to go. That was an incredible experience because I've never performed to such a large amount of people.
Mm. I should imagine the Japanese are very sort of enthusiastic too in their reception, are they?
They're amazing. They're very unique because, I know in England, in the middle of the completely still all the way through the performance, and then when it's finished, they say what they feel, they'll clap and they'll whistle.
They let it all hang out at the end of the performance.
But at the end, and I think that just sums them up, their respect for any form of art. Everything they do is a form of art. They make tea as a creation,
right.
Everything.
And of course, in addition to Japan, you also did some work in Australia.
Yes.
What was it like down under?
Amazing. It was really good. I literally had to go from the studio. We just finished mixing the last track to the plane to Australia, and I was in a way worried about getting there because I felt very tired. I didn't know what to expect, and as soon as we got there it was just amazing. We had an incredible time. Everyone was so professional. I think it started something new for me.
Dancing is something that you really do get into.
I love it, yeah. I'm not a dancer. I'd hate to ever say that.
But you move very well.
I think moving is something that everyone does, but dancing is a very disciplined, wonderful craft.
Is that something that you'd like to sort of get more into, though, as part of your act, perhaps?
Yes, very much so. I really wish I had the time to be able to train like I did, 3 hours a day, because it's no good doing an hour every month, You've got to do it every day, and it's amazing. I mean, it does so much for your brain.
And don't you do a bit of mime as well?
Yes, that was what started me off, and in fact, that's what I have more feeling for, because mime is expression, whereas dance can sometimes be just a form of illusion or pretty. And I think it's important because we are such expressive creatures, humans, that we use them to express rather than just do something that looks pretty.
Of all the places that you've played in and where your records have been sold, there's one country that Kate Bush still hasn't quite made it, and that's in America.
Yeah.
Is that a disappointment to you?
No, it doesn't worry me at all.
Doesn't worry you.
It's funny because just recently I've had a lot of people saying that to me, why haven't you made it in America? I think it's terrible, aren't you upset? And I must admit I'm really glad that it hasn't. This year has seemed like 10 years, every day has been a completely new experience, and I've learned so much in this last year. It's phenomenal. I mean, it's really given me so much food.
Yeah.
I really don't think I could have handled America.
Right.
And it's, I'm not surprised that I haven't made it. It's such a big country. It's really hard to get in there. The standard of musicianship is phenomenal.
So, America, watch out, Kate Bush is still coming. Here's a message. How do you see your career taking shape in 1979? I mean, what is Kate Bush going to be doing,
Well, I think something that is going to teach me a lot is the touring, which we're going to start in February.
Yeah.
And that's a new level. It really is, because it's no longer just recording or just making films and television.
When you speak of touring, you're talking about doing concerts.
Yes.
Now, some of the critics have been saying that Kate is scared of doing concerts and that she's scared of facing up to audiences and this sort of thing. That's not true, surely. You're not scared of audiences.
I get very scared before I go on, but it's something I want to do more than anything. I want to perform.
Are you worried about performing live? I mean,
yes, it makes me extremely nervous. I'm very nervous before I go on stage in any kind of thing I do. I've only just started to be able to cope with television and feel that I'm relaxing. It's a phenomenal thing to have to do. And I think the thing I want to be able to do most is be at home with my audience and do them all I can, because when you're nervous and uptight, you're holding back. And I really want to be able to give those people everything that they've given me.
And this is what you're working on?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's the ultimate. There's no doubt about it.
Have you any idea, Kate, when you're going to start doing, the live concerts?
Yes, it should start in February, and we'll start in England, and then go to Europe. I'm really looking forward to it.
I bet you are. Why are you so sort of... when I first saw you, your first television performance, I know that you worked under strange you must have been working under strange conditions. Were you? I mean...
On my very first one?
Your very first one?
Yes. I was really scared, and it was very difficult because that particular song was very carefully produced. And we had a bit of trouble actually doing it because we only had like an hour for the musicians to get it together, and I couldn't hear them because we were very separate. We were very separate in the room. But it was great that I did it, because that was one of the most important experiences, to get out there and do it. If you don't do it, you'll never do it,
Right.
And it was great. I mean, that was where it all started.
I don't care what happened on the program itself, but you looked absolutely amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Kate Bush, I think you're lovely, and I hope the record is going to be another #1 for you. And thank you very much indeed for talking to us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.